Hi athletes, my name is Lori Skinner and I teach paper crafting classes. Some of you may be thinking that you know me better as coach. You're correct. I was a coach on Team Best Friends for quite a few years where my twins, Matthew and Mark, were participants. That was before we moved back to California where we live right now. So I'm pretty excited today. I'm going to teach you guys how to make a gift bag out of an envelope. Pretty exciting, huh? Cute little bag here, and we're going to fold this little envelope and it's going to end up looking like this with a little bit of paper added. Okay. Hang on, let me turn the camera down so I can show you how to make this. Okay everyone, this is what we're going to need to make the bagalope. First of all, we have our envelope. This is a 9x12 envelope that you can get at the office supply store. This is 2 pieces of paper that we're going to use to decorate the front and the back of the paper. In the bag. We need scissors, a bone folder, a ruler for cutting. This is for measuring the ribbon. If you're going to make handles, you're going to need 20 inches of ribbon for each handle. And then this is also, if you're going to make a handle, you need a 1/4 inch hole punch. We need liquid glue, and then we need a paper cutter, that has a cutting blade and a scoring blade on it. Okay, let's put this stuff aside. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to cut and score the envelope. So what we're going to do is, on this paper, we're going to cut off this top flap right along here, and then we're going to score it 2 inches on all 3 sides. Okay? Let me open up my long blade. Okay. So we are going to open this up, and we are going to, here's the 11.5. We're going to put the bottom part of the envelope at 11.5, and we're going to cut that top flap off because we don't need it. Okay, now we can close this up. And next, remember, we're going to score at 2 inches on 3 sides. So we're going to leave the open side on top. And make sure you're using the scoring blade, the cutting blade, not the scoring blade, okay? And then we're going to line the envelope up at 2. Score that, flip it around, line it up on the 2 again at the bottom, and then the last side at 2. Okay. All right, now we're done with the cutting tool. Now we're going to decorate the bag. It's easier to show you on this one. I have these pieces of paper that I measured this front area on the bag, and it measured 5 inches by 9.5. So what I did was I cut a piece of paper that was just a little bit smaller, so it fits perfectly in there and you have a little frame around it. So this piece of paper that I cut is 4 3/4 by 9 1/4. You can have somebody help you with measurements, because I know they can be a little tricky. They can be tricky for me too. Okay, so now we're going to put glue on the back of the paper. If you don't have any decorative paper, you can draw a pretty picture on that with markers, colored pencils, crayons. You can add stickers. You can cut out pictures from old magazines, calendars, whatever you can find to decorate your bag. So I'm using liquid glue, because when you put it down, you have a little bit of wiggle room if you don't get it straight. Okay. Now when you're doing the glue, you just kind of want to press it down to make sure it sticks. Then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. When you're putting glue on your paper, you don't want to go all the way to the edge, because when you press down on the glue, when you put it on the paper, the glue mushes out to the edge. So you don't want to put too much at the edge of the paper, because then the edge of your bag is all sticky. Okay, glue this down. Press it so the glue sticks. And if you get an edge that doesn't have enough glue, you can just pick it up with your finger and add a little more. And then it'll stick. Okay. All right, so now that we have the paper on it, we're going to take our bone folder and all these edges that we scored, we're going to fold them over and crease them so they're, and we're going to do it both ways. Okay. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use your fingers, you can use the edge of the scissors, you know, either you can use your ruler, anything that you have. I do a lot of paper crafting, so I have bone folders. Okay, one more. Flip it over. This just helps you get good creases, good edges on your bag when you're trying to find the bottom. Okay, so now that you creased your bag back and forth, you're going to pop open the sides. See, just stick your finger in there and poke the edges out. When you get your edges, what you're going to need is this triangle. See, you just fold it, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Don't worry about this little flop of papers. We are going to cut it. So I like to take my bag and fold this in. It just helps it lay better. Okay, so now we can cut off those extra little flaps. Take your scissors, just cut them. Oops. Didn't get too close, did I? There we go. Same thing on this one. Just cut it off. Now on the bottom of our bag, see these little flaps that we have? This is where we're going to put glue. And then we're going to fold it over, and that makes the bottom of your bag. Okay, same thing with this glue. Don't get too close to the edge. Get a glue on it. Okay, now we fold it over. And the easiest way to make sure it sticks is you flip your bag over and you press your hand down on the inside to help it get a good stick to it. See? And now it's stuck. So if you don't want to put handles on your bag, you're done. You have a cute bag that you can put your present in, you can put tissue paper, and it looks really pretty. But if you want handles, this is where you're going to need the 1-inch hole punch and the 2 pieces of ribbon that we have. Each piece of ribbon is 20 inches long. Now my hole punch, see, it has a slot. It stops my paper from going any further. So what I do is I press my hole punch in until it can't go any further. And I press. And I do the same thing. And I have I don't know what it is about this side, but every bag I've done, it's been the same thing. It sticks on that side. Maybe I ought to start with that side and see if. So we flip it over and we do the same side. Nope, it's doing it again. My goodness. Okay, there we go. Now let's do this last one. I think it's because my paper is still damp. It's tearing it instead of cutting it. Okay, so we'll just put that yucky edge on the inside. Just push it in. Okay, so now we have our hole punches. So now we're going to take a ribbon. We're going to push it through on each side. We're going to grab these two ends and pull straight. You want to make sure your ribbon is straight. If it's not, go ahead and flip your ribbon over so you have a flat edge. Now we're going to grab both of these ends. We're going to gather them together. We're going to make a knot. If you have troubles making knots, go ahead and ask somebody for help, okay? There we go. Just pull it tight. And now you have one side of your ribbon. Your handle, sorry. I have hole punches everywhere. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Run each edge of ribbon through the hole. And pull it tight. Okay, my ribbon is even. Now grab these two edges and line them up. And we're going to tie a knot. Okay, then we pull it, and you are done. You have, oops, we can straighten that out so it's in the middle. There, see? Now you have a cute gift bag. Anybody would love this, huh? Okay, so now we're done. I hope you enjoyed this, and you will see me next time for another video. Bye, and thank you for joining me.